CSV file or Excel file. So to read the data from the CSV file, we need to use df pd dot read underscore CSV. Whereas if you want to read the data which is present in Excel sheet, here we have one more way, that is pd dot read underscore Excel. So whenever you want to read the Excel file, it is a command you need to use. Whereas if you want to read the data present in the CSV file, if you want to read that thing, we need to use pd dot read underscore CSV, and inside this bracket you need to specify the file name. So it is about reading the data. After that, if you want to create the raw data in the form of structured manner, to convert the raw data in the form of CSV or Excel file. So for that purpose, if you want to convert some data in the form of CSV file, here it is the command we need to use. So here we need to use data frame. So here I want to convert this data frame in the form of CSV file. So for that purpose, here I'm saying to underscore CSV. To download any file in the form of CSV format, here we need to use to underscore CSV. So here I'm saying, so here I'm giving the file name as new file.csv. So after running this portion, so this file will be present in the desktop. So on the desktop, I am observing. So here in the desktop, if you observe, here new file will be created. I am opening this new file.csv. So here it is a created CSV file. So wherever your program is there, wherever your IPNYB file is there, on that location, this file will be created. So if there is no CSV reader in your laptop, by default, it will be open with the Excel extension. So here it is a CSV Excel file. So with the same thing, if you want to create an Excel file, so for that purpose, here in place of this thing, yeah, here I'm adding one more cell. So here I'm saying df dot to underscore Excel. So here to convert to download any file in the form of CSV Excel file. So here we need to use data frame dot to underscore Excel. In this thing, we need to specify the file name. I want to keep file name as demo. So here I want to give file name as demo3. And here we need to give the extension. Extension is XLSX. So after this, I am running this portion. Yeah, this will be executed successfully. That means if you go to the desktop, if you observe the file, here somewhere you will get the file demo dot, yeah, where it is. So here, okay, here we got the demo3.xls file. So whenever you want to convert the raw data in the form of CSV or Excel file, these are the ways. So coming to the pandas, these are the things we need to remember. So coming to the next topic. So now we are discussing the last topic corresponding to this essential libraries to machine learning. So out of all this, last topic is the Seaborn. So here last topic is Seaborn. So here it is also a graphical visualization library. It is like a matplotlib only, whereas it is a advanced version of matplotlib, and it is a very easy library. So we can use this library very easily. So in this we have different kinds of plot. In this session we will discuss few plots. In the tomorrow onwards we will start machine learning. So in the machine learning, every session will be very interesting and everything is very easy only. On that, everywhere we will use these essential libraries only. So here coming to the Seaborn, it is an advanced version of matplotlib. So here it is also a visualization tool only. So to import this library, here we need to use this command. So here I'm saying import Seaborn as SNS. So whatever the alias name you want to give, you need to give that alias name. After that, if you want to observe the output in the this notepad, here we need to use same command which we use it for matplotlib. So here I'm saying percentile matplotlib space inline. It is the command to visualize all the graphs. So here I'm running this portion. So if you run this portion, if it is not installed in your laptop, if this module is not found in your laptop, so for that you need to install this module. So to install this module in Anaconda, so command is conda install Seaborn. So in my laptop, I install all these modules. So that's why I won't get any error. So for that purpose, if you want to install this module in the Anaconda platform, so here it is a command. Whereas if you are using ideally only in the Python, ideally, if you want to install this platform, Here it is the command. Is a command to install Seaborn. So if you are using Python ideally, it is a command. Whereas if you are using Anaconda Pram, it is a command to install this library. So after this thing, we will see different plots present in it. So before that, we will download some data. So by downloading some data sets, we will visualize this data. So here in the Seaborn, we have different kinds of data sets which are already predefinedly specified in the Seaborn library. So here I want to download the tips data sets. So here to download the any data set from the online, here we have load underscore data set. In the scikit also we have same kind of syntax. So here I'm loading the some data set from the Seaborn library. So here inside this packet we need to specify the data set name. So here I want to download the tips data set, and here I want to visualize the data which is present in this tips data set. Here I want to visualize the first 5 rows corresponding to this tips data set. Whenever you observe the tips data set, in this data set here we have, so here these are the first five instances. In this we have total bill as well as how much tip they paid and what is the sex of the specific person and whether he's a smoker or not, day which day he visited the shop, and time. So for which thing he came to the restaurant, and size, how many person visited the restaurant. Such kind of data we have in this tips data set. So here I want to visualize this data in the form of graphical manner. So I want to visualize this entire data in the form of graphical manner. So for that purpose, initially we will discuss distribution plot. So that is nothing but here we are saying this plot as a dist plot. So here distribution plot, so which is said as dist plot. Dist plot stands for distribution plot. So how the tips will be distributed, how the total bill will be distributed. So if you want to visualize the distribution plot for each and every attribute, we need to use this distribution plot. So here I'm saying whenever you want to use Seaborn, here we need to use with this alias name only. So here I'm saying SNS dot distribution plot of, so on, in the tips data I want to perform, I want to visualize the data of total bill. So here I'm saying total underscore bill. So here I want to visualize this data. So total bill is a column, we need to specify this column in comments. So here I'm specifying this data in the comments, and here I'm running this portion. So here it is the plot. So here, whenever you plot the data, so distribution plot for the total bills, it is the distribution plot for the total bills. So here, most of the people lies in the range of, so they paid the range in the range of 10 to 40. So here it is the distribution plot. So in this distribution plot, we are getting one line kind of thing. It is because of KDE plot. So by default, whenever you use distribution plot, KDE plot also came into existence. KDE stands for kernel density estimation function. So here I am using same this distribution plot only. In this distribution plot, I want to stop this KDE. So here in this thing, so by default, KDE stands for kernel density estimation function. So here by default it will be in the true form. So here I want to perform, so I want to convert this thing in the form of false. That means I want to shut down this thing. So after this thing, I want to represent this entire graph with the 30 bins only. So whatever the number you want to keep to visualize this entire data, you can keep the number of bins. So here I'm keeping bins as 30. So after this, if you execute this plot, so here KDE means, so if you want to distribute, so if you want to show the distribution plot, for that purpose, we need to use this KDE. By default, it is will be true. So whereas here I kept this thing as a false. That means here there is no KDE plot. So here, if you want to visualize the data distribution, for that purpose, we need to use distribution plot. So after that, we have joint plot. So here we have joint plot. In the joint plot also, we have different kinds of plots. So we can represent this joint plot with the scatter plot or this regression plot, residual plot, KDE plot, hex plot. So we will see all those things now itself. So here I'm saying SNS dot, I want to use joint plot. The purpose of this joint plot is to visualize the data in 2 dimensions. So here I'm saying x equals to, on the x-axis I want to represent total bill. So on the x-axis I want to represent data of total bill. So here, which is present with the total underscore bill. On the y-axis, so here remember this thing. Yeah, on the y-axis here I want to specify tips. So how much tip they paid, I want to specify that thing on x-axis. Sorry, y-axis. So here I'm specifying tips. So after this, I want to specify the data. Which data set we are using? Data is nothing but which data set you are using. You need to specify the data set name. So here we are using tips data set. So for the purpose here I'm specifying the data set name as tips. After this thing, with which kind of graph you need to plot this joint plot. So here I want to represent all these points with the scatter plot. So here I am using scatter plot and I am running this portion. So whenever you run this portion, here it is the output. So in this graph, if you observe, it is a basic graph. So here it is a joint plot. In this joint plot, if you observe, here we represented total bills here, and this is the total bill paid by these people. So whereas I represented this entire graph with the scatter plot. So if you remove the scatter plot also, by default graph will be plot with scatter plot only. So here in this I am removing the kind. So whenever you remove the kind also, this graph will be represented with the scatter plot only. So that means by default giant plot will be plot with the scatter plot only. That is nothing but with the dots only it will be plot. So whereas if you want to plot this thing by using different things, so here in place of here we can use hex plot also. So here I want to represent each and every point with the hexagon. So for that purpose we need to specify hex here. In this, data points are represented with this hexagons, and it is a graph or distribution for those hexagons. Like that we can specify the different kinds of representation. So here in place of kind we can use hex, as well as scatter, as well as we can use, we have few more plots, that is residual plot or KDE plot. So if you want to use KDE, you can use kind KDE also. So based on your requirement in the joint plot you can use any kind of plot. So here if you keep KDE there, so if you keep, yeah, here I'm keeping regression type. So if you specify regression here, so here you will get one regression line between the graph. So here you will get one regression line. Whenever you use the kind regression, here KDE also came into existence. By default, KDE plot also came into existence. That is about giant plot. So after this giant plot, we have one more plot, that is pair plot. So the purpose of this pair plot is to see the correlation between all the parameters which are present in the data set. So here I am plotting the pair plot. So here I'm using the pair plot. In this pair plot function, I am specifying the entire data set. Here I'm using tips data set. For the purpose here I am specifying tips. So after specifying, yeah, good. So here it is the data. So on the x-axis we are getting all the features. Like on the x-axis we have all this feature: total bill, tip, as well as size. That means number of customers visited on that specific day. So after that, so we can observe the correlation between different columns or different attributes. So here pair plot, which is used to represent the relation between each and every parameter. So here we have total bill depends on total bill only. So yeah, this is about pair plot. So pair plot is nothing but to visualize each and every data point and how much it is, so how it is depending on another feature. So to check the correlation between the different features, we need to use this pair plot. So after this thing, in the pair plot also, we can specify the different attributes. Whereas in this example, I did not specify the different attributes. So here to specify different attributes, I will plot one more plot by using this pair plot function. So here in this tips dataset itself, I want to specify the hue. So in place of hue, we need to specify the categorical data. So in this tips data set, we have categorical attribute as sex. Sex is a categorical attribute present in it. So after that, I am observing the output. So here it is a basic graph. So here how the categories, how the gender distribution will be there in the data set and how these are depending. So here blue color one, so in the sex attribute, so blue color one represent the male persons and the orange color dots represent the female percent, and here we can visualize the data how it is depending on another features. So whereas if you want to keep the colors, you can keep the colors also. So if you want to use, if you want to specify the different colors, here we need to specify one more attribute that is called as palette. So here, here in case of palette, we can use different palettes. So here I am specifying the palette as cool warm. So here I'm running this portion. So here it is the graph which is represented by using palette cool warm. So we have different kinds of colors to represent these graphs. So out of those, I used cool warm representation. So if you want to know the information about this pair plot, if you want to know about this pair plot, here in the laptop, after executing this session, after executing this specific shell, we need to type shift tab. So whenever you type shift tab, it will return regarding this pair plot, how to use this pair plot and description regarding this pair plot. So after this, I'm clicking on this arrow. Whenever you click on this arrow, it will give complete description regarding to any plot. So here, whenever you want to know about any attribute or any function present in it, if you want to know the description regarding that thing, we need not to search in internet also. So directly here itself, if you enter shift tab, so if you enter shift plus tab at a time, so it will give you the description regarding that thing. So remember this thing, it is a very important thing. Whereas still by using shift tab also, if you won't get regarding this function, then type simply help of sns dot pair plot in the bracket. If you enter that thing also, you will get complete description regarding this function. Whatever the function you want to use, you can check like that. That is about knowing the information or description regarding any function. After this, we have one more plot that is called as reg plot. So to observe the magnitude of each and every samples, we need to use reg plot. So here I'm saying sns dot reg plot. So here in this reg plot attribute also, so here we need to specify the which column we need to use. From the tips data set, we need to use total bill column. So here I am using total underscore bills. So here this is the column I want to use. So we need to represent this total bill in the comments. So why? Because it is a string. Total bill column is a string. That's why we need to represent this in comments. After this, I am plotting this plot. So here reg plot. So if you observe this reg plot, so how many? So most of the, so wherever you observe the maximum intensity on that, so that much amount paid by the maximum amount of people. So here by using this reg plot, we can visualize this kind of data. Wherever we feel, whenever we see the maximum amount of intensity of specific color, so on that amount, most of the guys paid. So for that purpose, we need to use this reg plot. So after this thing, we have KDE plot. So here it is a very important plot, that is KDE plot. KDE stands for kernel density estimation. So here it is nothing but Gaussian distribution function only. Kernel density estimation. So here kernel destination, sorry, kernel density estimation. It is the KDE plot. So to represent the data in the form of Gaussian distribution manner, we need to use this kernel distribution estimation function. So here I want to plot same bills data with the KDE plot. So for that purpose, here I'm saying KDE plot of. So in this attribute, here I'm saying here we need to use the tips data set only. For that purpose, here I'm saying tips of. So here in this, I want to plot the data for, so I want to plot the graph for total bill only. So here I'm saying total underscore bill. Whenever you specify the total bill here, so here it is the graph for the total bills. So in the specific range, in the range of 10 to 30, so the maximum people paid this amount of bill only. So here it is about KDE plot. So in this KDE plot also, if you want to plot the reg plot, so in this thing, if you want to plot the reg plot, you can plot that thing also. So here I am using the same reg plot in this KDE distribution. So wherever you find the maximum intensity, their value of this Gaussian distribution will be maximum. Magnitude of this Gaussian distribution will be maximum. So here it is about KDE plot as well as reg plot. So after that, we have different categorical plot, but those categorical plots are, you might aware of those plots in the matplotlib itself. So those are not required for you. So after this categorical plot, we have heat map. That is a very important thing coming to the machine learning. So here, coming to the matrix plot, we have this heat map. So here, for that purpose, I need to import one more data set, that is flights data set. I want to use flights data set to explain you this thing, or else I will consider same data set. Before that, I will download this data set. So here, SNS dot. So to download the any data set, we need to use load underscore data set. So here it is the command to import any data set which is already predefined in Seaborn library. So from this thing, I want to import the flights data set. So here I'm importing flights data set, and I'm observing the data which is present in the flights data set. So whenever you observe the flights data set, it is the flights data set. What it is? Yeah, good. So here in this we have 144 passenger details. In this we have these many columns. In which year the person visited the flight, and on which month he traveled on the plane, and number of passenger traveled on specific month. So here it is the flights data set, and it is the data which is present in the flight data set. So as we already saw about the tips data set. So for that purpose, I am not downloading the tips data set. So here to visualize the top 5 rows, we need to use head function. So you already aware of that thing. So here I am visualizing the top 5 rows present in this tips dataset again. So here I'm saying tips dot head. So here, whenever you observe this output, it will return the first 5 columns data which is present in this tips dataset. After that, so if you want to correlate each and every parameter, so by using direct matrix plot, we can't correlate each and every feature. To correlate each and every feature, here we need to use correlate function which is present in Seaborn as well as matplotlib. So here I'm saying tips dot correlate. Whenever you use this correlate function, sorry, whenever you apply correlate on it, so here it will return the correlation between different features. So in this data, if you observe, total bills depends on total bills 1%, that is nothing but 100%. And the total bills, based on the total bills, tips are depend on 67% of correlation between this tips as well as this total bill, and 59% of relation between this total bill as well as size, number of persons visited. Like that, this is the correlation between each and every feature. I want to visualize this correlation matrix. I want to visualize this data in the form of matrix manner. To visualize the data in the form of matrix manner, we need to use heat map. So here we need to use heat map. So here I'm using heat map. So in this heat map, we need to specify the correlation function. So here I am saying tips comma. So here we need to specify tips dot correlation. Sorry, here we need to specify tips dot correlation. So whenever you specify this thing, so here it is a correlation plot. So here it is a relation between different parameters. So here it is a scale. So here this color is nothing but maximum correlation, and this second color which is nothing but 90% of correlation between the feature. So here this black color represent the minimum amount of correlation between the parameter, that is 50% of correlation, and this 0.6 represent this different color. So here it is a 60% of correlation between the feature. So here if you observe here we are getting the scale, and here we are observing the correlation color patterns. Whereas in this correlation color patterns, I want to get the percentage of the correlation. To specify the percentage of correlation, so I want to plot that thing in one more shell. So here I'm copy pasting that thing as it is. So here I'm pasting that thing. So if you want to represent that correlation percentage in the each and every grid, so each and every color itself, you want to get that thing. So here we need to use attribute called as annotation. So here if you keep annotation equals to true, so here you will get the percentage individually. In each and every box, you will get the correlation of each and every feature. So here we have 100% correlation between the feature. Here also we have 100% correlation. And the tips and total bills depends on 68%, as well as this is the correlation between each and every feature. So here by default color is a cool warm color. So if you want to read, so if you want to keep any color for this thing, you can keep that color also. So here I want to change the color also here. So for this thing, I want to use different color. For that purpose, we need to use attribute called as color map. CMap is the attribute which is used to keep the different color for the graph. So here I am using color map as coolworm. So in the Seaborn, there are different colors are defined. If you go to the Seaborn documentation section, you will get to know what are the colors are predefinedly specified in this Seaborn. So here, this is the plot and this is a correlation between each and every feature. This is about heat map. You need to remember regarding this heat map. So after this thing, we have one more kind of heat map. So here, yeah, we will see this heat map for the this flights data set. So here, yeah, good. I want to visualize the same kind of plot. So for that purpose, here I'm saying PV flights. So here I'm taking one variable. In this variable, I want to store flights dot. Yeah, don't worry. So we need not to discuss this thing regarding this thing. It is not a that much important thing. So if you are interested, I will forward you the additional content regarding this Seaborn. So if you are interested, go through that thing. So yeah, this is about the Seaborn. So after that, so tomorrow onwards, we will start machine learning. So don't miss the tomorrow session. And tomorrow onwards, you need to log in into the session with your college ID number. Why? Because so for the internship, attendance also mandatory. So you need to have 70% attendance from the tomorrow onwards. So to evaluate your internship, I need to give 30 marks to you. So out of those 30 marks, 5 marks will be for your attendance and 5 marks for your assignments, and remaining 20 marks I need to give based on your performance on the project and type of project chosen by you. So that is about the marks classification. We will discuss regarding that thing later. So thank you. With this, I'm concluding for this session. But don't miss the tomorrow session. Tomorrow onwards, don't miss any session. So tomorrow onwards, every class will be very interesting. Why? Because we are solving the real-time problems. For each and every algorithm, I will take two projects. One is based on this visualization, and second one is based on the real-time scenario. Thank you. With this, I'm concluding today.